All right, peace and blessings, everybody. The new one, you know, I ordered it from AutoZone. It was supposed to come in today, and I went to go up to the store to ask them, hey, I'm here to pick it up. You guys said it would be in today. And they said it won't be until Tuesday. So I said, hey, man, that ain't right. You guys told me it would be in. You guys told me it would be in today. So I went to O'Reilly's, you know, just across the street, and O'Reilly's was able to get me this one today. So I told AutoZone, hey, I just want my money back, you know. So I'm not bad mouthing AutoZone, but it's like, you know, when you expect a part in, you wait 2 days to get it. You want it on the day that you expect. I got a little over an hour's worth of sunlight, but as you can see, this is called a bracketed brake caliper, and there's rubber seals in there, and I think somehow my rubber seal has started leaking. There was a warning. It says attention, soft aluminum casting, do not cross thread and over tighten. And that was in, where's it at? It's on the back side. Give me just a second. There we go. I got to pull that plastic piece out. And it comes with the specialty parts here. These things are a pain in the neck to get a line right. It looks like they gave me a new screw, so I'll use that new one. I also have some more thread lock. Sun's getting really low, so the lighting's getting bad. I have more thread lock for these things. And then I've got some .3 brake fluid because I'm going to have to rebleed the brakes. And then we have some brake cleaner. And then of course we have our brake pads. Everything's getting long shadows because it's getting really dark. It's fishing about to get dark. So I'm going to work on putting on the new one. We're going to replace that old one. Of course, when I pull that old one off, it's going to start dripping, and I want to hook the new one up fairly quick before it leaks too much brake fluid over everything. But that's what we got. So I'm going to turn off the camera and get started on replacing this old one. We'll come on with the new one. I might get my wife out here to help me bleed them. And the sun's going down. I probably got maybe a little over an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I'm not quite sure, but let's get started and try to knock this out today. God bless. Take care. All right, I just wanted to document a quick challenge I ran into. This is the old bolt right here that makes the brake line connection. As you can see, it's got a little hole. Where's it at? Right there. You guys see that? And then there's a hole also on the bottom of the screw. But it came with a new one, and I'll try to get this thing positioned. Let's see if I can get, you see that right there? There we go, right there. Now, that connection was leaking like a sieve, man, and I had to do some serious tightening. One bolt goes on the one side of the connector and one bolt goes on the other side to seal it. And it says to be careful when you tighten this thing because you can snap it. But I was really concerned that I was going to snap that bolt because I was tightening it so tight. But eventually, hopefully, I've got it where it doesn't leak. You guys see that? Anyway, it doesn't appear to be leaking now. So hopefully I've got a good connection. I feel good about it. I don't want to tighten it anymore because I'm afraid I'm going to snap the bolt. But I just wanted to document that when I put on the new one, because I had to tighten it a lot more than I expected. And anyway, just FYI when I do it in the future. All right, we're running out of daylight, as you can see, but I did get the new caliper on there. And wanted to say that these little brackets that go in there, I don't know if they're like anti-noise brackets, but they are a pain in the neck. I mean, getting them situated right and getting the pads right was just a real problem. But I finally managed to get it all fitted, and I cleaned the whole rotor with my brake cleaner. You got some brake cleaner here. I made sure that my master cylinder up under the hood has got plenty of .3 brake fluid. And then now I got to bleed the brakes before I put the tire on, but everything's looking good. It's not leaking anymore. As you guys can see, there's no, it's hard to get the flashlight in the, where's it at? Right there, yep. But yeah, there's no leak coming out of that connection anymore, so that's real good. Everything appears to be just right. Now this little connection down here, it's hard to see, that one. I'm gonna take my 10mm wrench and I'm gonna get my wife out here and I'm gonna ask her to pump the brakes, and I'm gonna bleed the brakes manually. So that'll fill this cylinder, this caliper, with brake fluid, so it'll be ready to go. And then once we manually bleed the brakes, I'll pop the tire back on, and I should have a good brake system. The only thing I'll have left to do is, O'Reilly stays open till 9 o'clock. I can take this old core back. They're going to give me $45 for the old core, and let's see. So I'll get $45 for that. And I did end up going, you know, this is the old screw. I ended up going with the new one. I just simply could not get the leak to stop with the old one. So it could be also the new washers were aluminum colored. The old washers are copper colored. So I don't know if they changed from copper to aluminum, but I put one on the top and one on the bottom as was recommended. And I'm telling you, it's probably best to go with the new screw and the new washers they provide, because I could not get the leak to stop. And even with the new one, man, I had to tighten that thing up something fierce. But I think I'm on the downhill battle now. I think I'm almost ready to go. As you can see, I leaked quite a bit of brake fluid during the exchange. I couldn't see a way to stop it. Once you disconnect this caliper, stuff starts leaking out, but you got to make sure your master cylinder, you know, up in the front, I'm sure you guys know where the master cylinder is, but you got to make sure this thing has plenty of brake fluid. So anyway, I'm gonna bleed the brakes manually with the help of my wonderful wife. We're just now running out of daylight, but I believe before the night is over, I'm gonna have a working truck again. So praise God for doing things yourself and not having to depend upon mechanics. Although I do depend upon mechanics from time to time, it's good when you can knock it out yourself. God bless, take care, have a great day. I almost forgot to mention, I wanted to include this part. This is thread locker. You guys see this thread locker blue Permatex, and that is incredibly important to put on. My dog's over there barking, he wants to play. That bolt, and there's another bolt down there too. You see both of them? It's hard to get this camera, but both of those bolts, you want thread lockers, because those things will come out on you and it will cause you major problems. So don't forget your thread locker blue when you attach your caliper to the back of your rotor. Whoops, that's very important stuff.